And last Saturday, Darren Farwell was in, and he talked about the power of planning and basically said failing to plan is like planning to fail. And he also mentioned that he's become part of or working to become a CFTS, Certified Financial Transition Specialist. And Leslie McCormick, author of the book Bank on Yourself, and I like to say the whole name because it really explains what it is, why every woman should plan financially to be single even if she's not, is doing the same thing. She's becoming a CFTS, Certified Financial Transition Specialist, and being part of the Farwell Group. Leslie is here instead of Darren today. So good morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Marilyn.
What are we talking about today?
I want to address one really common need of widows, and that arises from this issue that frequently they'll experience a phase of hopelessness, and that causes them not to want to engage in decision-making or even really deep conversation, not just about finances, but about life as well. So, for example, let me tell you the story of one widow we worked with. She'd been working to settle her husband's estate, her kids were after her to move, and a good friend was experiencing some health concerns. Just a lot going on. And while some things, like moving his accounts into hers and making sure she had adequate cash flow, those sorts of things were done, as time went on, we noticed a change. We noticed that when we talked with her, she no longer had a desire to engage. She canceled a few appointments, and when we did talk to her, she just couldn't talk finances. We find that this is pretty common, and that what widows need in this time is some time and space to deal with all the changes that have happened, and quite frankly, what may be uncertainty about tomorrow. And the way that can manifest itself is in feelings of hopelessness and apathy and disinterest. So part of our process is that when we identify someone experiencing hopelessness, if we bring up anything, it's just that which absolutely can't wait, because we recognize they need to process all of this other stuff that's going on. In the Certified Financial Transitionist curriculum, there's what is called a decision-free zone. One of the things that Susan Bradley, who founded the whole transitionist movement, found as she researched life transitions worldwide is that there often needs to be this time where you're exempted from having to do anything and exempted from having to make any decisions or engage in these things because they're simply not emotionally or mentally able to, and really at risk for making bad decisions if having to make any during this sort of phase. So knowing that, let's go back to our widow. We gave her that time and the space, and we just let her know that, look, this is perfectly normal. We know you're feeling bad about this and you just don't want to engage, and we respect that. We also want to let you know that many other women in your situation go through feeling exactly the same way. It's perfectly normal. So we'll just keep in touch every once in a while. If there's something that just can't wait, we'll let you know. But once you've had a chance to process some of this and you're feeling like you can get back into it, we will. But in the meantime, we really just want to support you and just let you know that we're here for you. So what we found is that life got a lot simpler for her as time went on, and eventually she did come around. About 6 months later, she was ready to get back and into business with a more optimistic outlook. If you are a widow, just know that experiencing a phase of hopelessness is perfectly normal, and during this time, don't let anybody pressure you into making decisions. And if you know a widow who's going through this, don't be alarmed by it. It's perfectly normal. The best way you can be a friend is simply listening and giving them the support and letting them know that it's okay. Just respect it, sit with them, and be okay with what they're going through. They will get back to the table eventually once they've processed all the things they're going through. You know, if you see a friend who has been widowed and they're being pressured by an advisor or an accountant or family or whomever to make a big decision, let them know they don't have to. It may be perfectly fine to wait and make decisions when you're in a better place to be able to do it. And it's perfectly legitimate for your friend to go back to their advisor or accountant family and just say, not now, not now, I need some space.
So timeouts aren't just for children to put in a corner so that they feel better and behave better. It's good for anyone who's under stress, and especially a widow, to take that time out, to take a breath, and then when they're ready to do the investing. I know that isn't really a happy story, but in a way it is, because it lets people know that everyone goes through this at some point in their life. And if they do, then it's okay to take that time out.
That's right.
So, I guess you're working on the designation Certified Financial Transition Specialist. So you're getting all the stats and all this information to back up and to guide the clients that you need. If someone is widowed and feeling pressured and wants to have someone just take over and look at their plan and make a plan while they're not feeling great, or when they're ready to feel great, how do we reach you, Leslie?
You can reach Darren and myself by calling 416-863-7501.
416-863-7501, the Farwell Group. If you have questions about your financial plan and your finances going forward, widowed or not, I believe that you should have someone look at your finances. And Darren and the Farwell Group and Leslie will do this at no cost to you. They'll give you the time you need, the listening ear, and the benefit of their experience. So do make a call, if not to Darren Farwell in the group, then to someone else. But I can give you Darren's and Leslie's number, 416-863-7501. You aren't alone. Many people have life experiences. The idea is they can be shared, and there are people who have been there and done that before, so they can walk you through the process. Leslie, thank you. And I actually have sold a couple of your books and had thank yous that women are finding it interesting and helping people move forward. So bank on yourself. Why every woman should plan financially to be single, even if she's not. I have book signed copies by Leslie at my store. And if you're looking for it at a bookstore, just ask. I think it's worth reading and worth getting that information. So thank you for joining us, Leslie. I look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you, Marilyn.